Welcome, everybody, to Sharp Lines and Stacking Dimes. This is CoachesCall College Football Pick'em Week 5. We're 5 weeks into it, and we're now finally starting to get some momentum, get some trends, some stats, some stuff that we're looking at. I'm here with Tristan in Carolina and Donnie in Tennessee. So we're back to do the same thing again. Welcome, everybody. Let me remind you, please go to coachescall.store, hit the menu button, go down to the Discord, join our Discord. It's free. We're getting a lot of good stuff there. And then we also just got our merch store up. Donnie and Tristan doing a great job with that. We've got t-shirts, caps, we've got koozies and stuff. Go in there, check it out, get you a shirt or something. We appreciate everything you do. Guys, welcome aboard. Let's get rolling. I've got some leans. I'm going to run through them real quick. That way, it's really time for me capping college ball. This is kind of where everything starts coming together, where you see trends of old start happening. You really start honing in on the real important, the bets that can make you more money. Something you can cut it down from 15 to 20 bets a day to maybe 3 and 5, and you can make a lot of money doing this. And you can even pick your favorite conference because they start doing the same things. Donnie, I know you've been doing this a long time. I think you'll be on the same page with me here. If not, please let me know. But I'm going to start by running down some games that I saw real quick. Kentucky at Ole Miss. Kentucky is catching 7 at Ole Miss. That's really tasty because it's a day game for me. Iowa plus 11 at home. Michigan is going over there. I really like the points there. K-State minus 8 versus Tech. This is your typical letdown hangover game for Texas Tech after beating the mighty TU Longhorns. Wake and Florida State. I think they both have something rolling. I like the total of 63.5. I like the over in that. The same thing with Texas State and James Madison. James Madison was my upset pick last week over App State, and they went ahead and did it with style. Those guys put up some numbers. I think Texas State is undervalued here, Donnie. I saw them play at Baylor. That quarterback's really good, bud. And they've got some. And I'm not. This is not racist, so y'all ease the fuck up. They've got some short little white kids. Remind me of the Brady days at New England. That they catch stuff up the middle. These kids aren't scared. These old country Texas boys. I think the total is a little low here at 50. This is one of those. I'm going to bet the 50, and if what'd you say, Donnie? If they score 14 within the first 5.
Yeah, but wait, you're talking about Texas Tech versus Kansas State?
No, Texas State versus James Madison.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I had it at 57, and I'm like, what am I doing here? That was 50 and a half. 50 and a half.
Yeah, James Madison can put up, 40 on their own. Texas State will put up some points also, I think. So I like the over 50. This is one of those that I'm going to do the Donnie Nolan special. If they score 14 within 5 minutes, go ahead and bet it up again. I think that's one of those games. Utah, my Utah, love my Utah for beating the hell out of ASU and them some bitches over there. Coach Herm, I hope you're doing good at ASU and whatever you're doing. You're going to be doing a lot better than ASU is because screw them. I like Utah minus 10 at home against Oregon State. Kansas, my old man used to say, son, you got to ride her till she bucks you or don't ride her at all. I'm going to take Kansas plus 3 at home against Iowa State. Michigan State, Maryland, Northwestern, Penn State. The totals are 60 and 52.5. I like unders. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute and have Donnie chime in. Texas first half, start betting them all the time. Just like Alabama first halves. Start betting them all the time. They've only lost once this year. It's a trend. It's been happening. Texas and Bama first half. Washington State, my Washington State, they have not let us down in 4 weeks. Washington State has covered every single time. I expect them to do same thing. We're going to ride the trend. Washington State -4. LSU Auburn, a bloodbath, no offense, no fun. It's boring. It's bloody. It's the SEC, under 46. Night games. This is when I start looking at night games. Donnie, Tristan, home favorite, night games. If it's under double digits, okay? If it's under double digits, Clemson, -6.5 at home against NC State. Guys, the wrong team is favored here. NC State, to me, is a better team than Clemson. But Clemson at home, it's tough. The entrance, touching the rock, all that stuff. You know, you got to start looking at these night games at home. It's difficult. SEC and the Big Ten, this is when we start looking at unders. This is a time of year where we start getting into the heat of the battle. These guys don't care. Now you're in your conference games. All you got to do is win and survive and move on to the next week. The days of you scoring 60 to impress Kamala Harris and all them people, those days are over. Now you just got to win, survive, and move on. I like SEC unders. I like Big Ten unders. And in the Pac-12, either that team is good and that team is good and the team sucks. And just keep riding them. I'm going to ride the shit out of USC -25. I hate doing that. And I'm going to ride Oregon -17. There's no comeback, backdoor, this, that. Stanford isn't the Stanford of old. The Pac-12, you're either really good or you're really bad.
Sure.
That's what I've got. What do you think, Donnie?
I think that, like you said, the biggest thing that we're going to see now is we are now full-blown conference play. A lot of unders are going to happen. These teams know their coaching style. They know their offensive. They know their players. You're going to see a lot of unders. Now, that said, you're still going to get a game like Stanford, Oregon, where they're going to throw some points up. Like, it's going to happen. Yeah. Stanford, Oregon, Arizona State, USC, and Colorado, Arizona all look good on the over. That said, then you start into stuff like the SEC, and you've got Auburn, LSU. Under looks pretty good on that. You go to Mississippi State, Texas A&M. Under. Better be ready for that one. That may be a 17-10 game or a 14-10 game.
Hell, Donnie, how about Alabama, Arkansas?
Arkansas. Here's the big kicker on that. Arkansas is coming off that loss where they really wanted to showcase. I like not only Arkansas to cover, but I think the under is going to be very important. And the under set at 60. It's set at 60 because Alabama knows they can score. But even some of the other conference games, like what was the best one that I had? Minnesota, Purdue. That game,
I saw that one. Yes,
that one's going to be good. Utah, Oregon State, Akron, Bowling Green,
Pittsburgh,
Akron, Bowling Green. That's one that I was looking at. The biggest one I saw early was where was it at? South Alabama, Louisiana, Lafayette, 47.5. It's got a 70-point difference between the bets and the money totals. That's crazy. No. It's crazy that South Alabama has 74% of the bets, but only 4% of the money.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right.
That just shows me there's some serious money on that under.
And there's a lot of college kids betting $10 on that game. Right. But Tristan, and I want to share this with Tristan, because he's admitted himself, he's college is brand new to him. You remember it wasn't a week ago where we were talking about Michigan scoring 60 and 65 and this or that. Now look at the Michigan-Iowa line. It's 42.
Yeah.
Because this is that time of year, especially when it gets cold, it starts snowing. It's a, day game, the weather. I just love that grind 'em type of under.
Look at it in our previous history. We were talking UNLV over 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And now the number's 43 and I'm on the under.
Yep. Exactly.
How do you lose 20 points in 2 weeks? You got a conference play.
Yeah, because you know them. And not only that, here's another thing that people miss out on. And they're wondering why, when Texas plays UTSA or Texas Tech or something like that in football, it's a close game. But in baseball, A&M and Texas lose to Texas State, to UTSA 1 or 2 games here or there. Why? Because they all played ball together. They know each other.
Yeah.
They're not scared of these guys. They look around because I'm wearing a Texas State uniform. I played against 6 guys over there at UT. They don't scare me. They don't bother me. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot closer come conference games. And I love that about this time of year. Tristan, what do you got going on? What are you seeing, brother?
All right. So because college can feel overwhelming sometimes, because there's so many games, there's so many teams. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is I look at teams that had memorable games last week that's just really stuck out to me. So then I'm going to look at who they're playing, what the line is, what the over-under is. One of those teams for me that really stuck out is Louisville.
Okay.
I really love Louisville in this game versus Boston College, who is 0-3.
Louisville minus 15.5, over and under 51.
Like last week, I took Louisville minus 7.5 first half, and it was 28-0 at half. I really like Malik Cunningham at quarterback. The dude, he's quick, he's shifty, he can throw.
That might be a freebie, bud.
He takes care of the ball. I really love Louisville minus 8.5 first half. Like, I love it. And so one other game really stuck out to me that I was getting ready to even bet it right now just because it was so low, but there's a reason that it's low. So Virginia Tech versus North Carolina is at 51.5.
Yeah. North Carolina minus 9.
Right. So if you're not living under a rock right now, Hurricane Ian made landfall today. It is going to cross over Florida, back into the ocean, and it's going to come right back in through South Carolina and up through North Carolina. About the time that Virginia Tech and North Carolina kick off, I think is when the most amount of rain and storms and stuff are supposed to roll through North Carolina.
Okay.
So this over opened at looks like about 57, 58. It's now down to 51.5, and I think that's why. So with that being said, I like the UNC VA Tech under 26.5 first half.
Oh, okay.
We got to get surgical in here.
Damn.
Well, it's all right. I mean, I'm on the under on that game as well. And
I also like the under full game. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good call.
And I think anybody that is betting, and Sit Dog put it in the Discord, by the way, anybody that is betting any game within Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, maybe still a little bit of Florida, probably Virginia, as that storm goes up, they need to watch your totals because they might have some ugly games this week.
Well, not only that, you factor that in with the fact that you're in conference play, and that storm's going to affect Tennessee as well. I mean, you're going to get rain.
Yeah.
We're getting rain this weekend no matter what.
Yep.
So rainy games at the under. Passes less premium, run is more of a premium. So you're going to see it.
Yeah, so for now, I mean, that's just some things that stuck out to me. Houston minus 2.5 kind of stuck out to me too. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now.
Okay. So before we get to our top 5 game picks, we got to go into Coach's Call rant of the night.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
Hope y'all can hear this.
Congratulations to all Aggies everywhere. Congratulations to you, Casey Smith.
Thank you.
But I, for one, would like to go ahead and welcome you to Hell Week. Your overrated asses are about to walk into Starkville and get exposed once again for the frauds and the pieces of crap that you are. You're coming to Starkville and you're catching an ass whipping, and this win over Arkansas, this win over Miami, it ain't going to help you, Smith. It ain't going to help you because Jimbo sucks, the Aggies suck, you suck, Hail State. Mississippi State's about to beat the shit out of Texas A&M.
Okay, that's Brandon F. Walker. You can catch that faggot on unnecessary roughness. You can edit that out. Unnecessary roughness.
No.
He's part of the Barstool gang. Brandon F. Walker. He's a Mississippi State grad, and he's sitting there banging his cowbells. Texas A&M sucks. You're fixing to come into the grind. What grind? The only grind that they have at Mississippi State is between cousins, and that's during family parties. Okay, so give me a break, Brandon F. Walker. El Presidente, Mr. Portnoy, you should be ashamed of yourself for having such an idiot hosting 2 of your podcasts. And then you let him with the cowbells. And you go through this telling us that A&M really sucks. We might not be good. We don't suck. But Mississippi State, what have you done other than hire Mike Leach to tell about the Pirates and his favorite candy? Mississippi State does nothing. They have nothing. Texas A&M plus 3.5 is a gift. This is what you call #free. We're going to have a shirt like that made up, and it's going to have an every SEC team on there except Mississippi State. Brandon F. Walker, please take a cowbell or 2, ring them as loud as you can, and then shove them so far up your ass we don't have to hear another one of your stupid podcasts ever again. So I am done with that. We can move on to the top 5 plays of the week here at Coach's Call. Drum roll, please. First up, we got.
Look at those sound effects.
I love it. Hey, we're pros, man. We're getting up there. We're big time.
Well, hell, I've already got a fucking edit, so now you're gonna I'll just add it fucking drum roll in.
we need a
got
high
number
symbol.
10, NC State. At number 5, Clemson. This is a night game. Clemson minus 6.5. Let's start with you, Tristan.
I'm not ready to go, Donnie. Sorry.
What?
I'm not ready. Go ahead. Go.
Why I gotta go ahead. So I'm all over this under. I think the under is gonna smack. But if you got to tell me which one I'm gonna pick, I'm taking NC State and the points. I think the money shows it up as well. I think the game's gonna be close. I think it's a field goal type game. It may even be like a 4-point game where one team gets a field goal, the other team gets a score. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I like Clemson. I like if you're gonna bet Clemson, I say bet them on a money line. 6.5 is too much. I think NC State. I said it earlier. I think NC State is a better team. I think the poll pickers got it wrong here. It should be the other way around, if anything. But I love your under pick, Donnie. It's gonna be a bloodbath, and then with the rain and the weather and all that stuff, let's just take the under. Who cares who wins?
No,
right?
I get it. I like NC State and the under. Parlay them together. Get them the same game parlay, and you can tease them up if you want to.
Yeah, tease is a good one. Tristan?
I like NC State, but I know this is conference play too, but it's just I don't know. Them almost losing to East Carolina has put a bad taste in my mouth since like week 2 or 1, whenever that was. But I'll take NC State.
There you go. Let's go ahead and just right off the ramp. We're going to go to number 17, Texas A&M, just off a win at Jerry World against Arkansas. A&M now travels to Mississippi State, which is the second leg of a 4-leg road trip for the Aggies. A&M goes to Mississippi State. Mississippi State is minus 3.5 at home. Donnie, what you got?
I'm going to take Mississippi State. I think the under is still the better play in this one. But if you squeeze my leg and make me take a bet, I got to take Mississippi State. I know the Aggies are your hot team, but that win over Miami looks like complete dog shit now that MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University,
for real
got paid $1.5 million, just like you paid it $1.5 million. The difference is MTSU put up a lot of points. They exposed Miami for not having a secondary. They were going deep all day, just like porn.
I mean, Tristan, what do you got? I think my problem with Texas A&M is they're just struggling all around. Like they lost to App State, they beat Miami by 8.
They barely beat Arkansas. Mississippi State, I mean, their wins, they're blowing teams out. I think they're going to give y'all a run. So I like Mississippi State, but I'm with Donnie. I like the under as well.
Yeah, Mississippi State, a good ball club. I mean, they've got they got athletes just like everybody else, no doubt. They haven't faced a defense like this. Yes, Arkansas ran almost 200 yards on the first 3 drives against us, but we were also facing a 245-pound quarterback and a 260-pound running back.
He's a big boy.
Thank God they have a OC with an ego that needed to start throwing the ball. He won the game for us. The offensive coordinator for Arkansas won the game for us. Thank you, sir. And by the way, join us on the Discord and I'll buy you a beer. I owe you a big time. But still going back to it, Mississippi State hasn't faced a defense like ours. I think our quarterback is just now starting to settle in a little bit. They figured out we need to throw the ball early to loosen the defense up for A-Chain to run the ball a little bit. I like the points. I'm not saying we win. I do think we'll win, but I don't think Mississippi State beats us by more than 3 at their place. I don't believe in it. Plus, Brandon Walker pissed me the fuck off. So give me my Aggies plus 3.5. Bama minus 17 at number 20, Arkansas. Arkansas just fresh off an ass whipping by my Aggies. What do you got, Donnie?
I don't think this is a bounce back game. Alabama showed me something last week I didn't expect, and that was being able to stop Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has put up a lot of points on everybody they played, and they just shut them down. I mean, it was not even close. So I think Alabama minus 17.5. I think this is a 24 to 30 point game. And it is the highest of the SEC matchups and one that I still don't like as an under. I like almost all the other unders in the league, but I'm leaning if I had a lean, it would be the over, but I do think this game ends up somewhere like, 40 something to 20. So yeah, I think I'm taking Alabama minus 17.5.
What do you think, Tristan?
I'm going to make this pick solely based off of this stat that I'm reading.
All right.
As the favorite this year, Alabama is 0-1 as the
What? They've been the favorite every game.
No, hold on. Let me finish. As the favorite against the spread, they are 0-1. Is what. Give me fucking Arkansas plus 17. I don't know.
No, they're the favorite every game they played.
Oh, it's on the road. That's what it is. When they lost in Texas.
It's just because they didn't beat Texas?
Yes. So 0-1. And then as underdogs at home, Arkansas is 2-0 against the spread. Give me Arkansas. Razorbacks. Give me the pig, baby.
I love
it. You got to say, ooh, pig suey, boy.
Ooh, pig suey.
Yeah, you ain't
from Arkansas. You
don't know nothing about it.
You got to say, ooh, woo, pig suey.
Sorry to the people I confused with the 0-1 bullshit. I'm sorry.
All right, so we're going to go back to, it's just like Texas, Alabama, bet them first half. Okay, just take it. Tell them coach sent you. Alabama minus 10 first half. Just take it and run with it, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, I think this is where your over comes into play, Donnie. Because I don't think this is going to be a close game at all. But I do see that backdoor over hitting late in the game when Alabama has their second and third round draft picks that are backups. I think this is where this over hits. I'm with you. I think Alabama scores 48 points. So, I think Arkansas is good enough for 3. And if they don't score 48, I think Alabama scores maybe one more touchdown than that.
I think this game's 45, 48 points for Alabama, 13 to 21 for Arkansas.
I'm the same way. I think the same thing. I think Arkansas has, even on Alabama's defense, and I do compare our defense to theirs, and this isn't being a homer, but these kids, they can break a 30, 40, 50-yard run in a heartbeat. And I mean, in 2 plays, you can be down there within field goal position, and then one toss to the outside shoulder. I'm liking your over. But I like Bama more. In the first half, I think they run away with it. So I think we're safe either way on that one. Number 25, Wake at Florida State. I put this together because we talk Wake every week. We've been talking about
Have we been
Wake.
talking Wake every week?
Yeah. They're putting up points. They're over. They've been. I look back at my notes every week. They're a topic of conversation. If I don't write it down, you bring it up and I write it down. We've been talking about Wake all week long. We got Wake number 25 Wake. I'm sorry. Let me give them some respect. Number 25 Wake.
Put some respect on that name.
Yeah, put some respect on it. Number 25 Wake going to Florida State, and Florida State is going to give them almost a touchdown, 6.5. What do you think, Donnie?
I think I'll buy it up to 7. I think if it's not even too bad, buy it up to 7.5. But I think this could easily be a touchdown game either way. But I don't think. I think that at the end of the day, this game's still about right on the number. I think this game is a 35 to 28 game, and that's huge. I mean, that puts it, right at 63, and that half point's huge. So I don't like the over or under on this one. I think it's really sharp. But if I've got to pick one, I'm going to take plus 7.5 because I think this is a touchdown game.
I think so. Here's the thing with Wake. So Florida State, their front is elite. I think finally they've got the Florida State of old. I think their front, they're elite. Wake Forest schematically, the RPO, it takes so long. I don't know how many games y'all have watched where the quarterback gets it and rides that running back up into the line as long as they possibly can, and then either gives it or throws it or keeps it. It takes too long. I think Florida State is faster than what people are. Well, no, I mean the line tells you, but they're just too fast for Wake to do that. Wake's he's gonna have to sit back there, 3-step drop, 5-step drop. He's gonna have to get the ball away in under 3 seconds for sure, maybe 2.8 seconds. I just think it's too much. But then again, on the backside, just like Arkansas helped us last week, if we got the ball off, we could score in chunks, and we did. We were able to throw the ball against Arkansas, put us in play. I think this is the sharpest line in the book, in my opinion. That's why I wanted to see what you had. At home, everything going on. If it stays there, it won't. I think they're going to move it to some dome somewhere. But if it were to stay like that, it'd be under. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to touch it. But if I had to, I'd give me the points, give me Wake and the points.
So this game's not going to be played at Florida State?
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
All right, well then give me Wake plus 7 then.
Yeah, I mean that's just the only.
If it was at FSU, then I'd probably say Florida State. But
it's Tallahassee, so
if it was, yeah, but I mean it's just a sharp. I think it's the sharpest game in the book, as far as I'm concerned.
Actually, they're saying that it may stay now. Earlier this week, they were talking about moving it, but now they're.
If it does stay, here's
latest update. Latest update 2 hours ago. FSU's confident in safely hosting Wake Forest.
Okay, if they stay at Florida State, give me the over 63.5. Especially if it's wet and slippery, give me the 63.5 all day long. I'll take because, and here's the reason why. As a coach, offensively, I know where I'm going. Defensively, I don't know where you're going. 1 or 2 moves here or there, I slip, I'm gone, it's over. We can catch wet balls. The shit about, it's a wet ball, it's slippery. Those days are over. These kids know how to catch a wet ball. Offensively, I know where I'm going. Defensively, I don't know where you're going. That's the trick. So if it stays in Florida State, give me the over 63.5. Let's move on real quick. The last one, number 7, Kentucky at number 14, Ole Miss. This is a day game. Number 7, Kentucky at 14, Ole Miss. Ole Miss giving Kentucky 7 points. Donnie?
It's a tough one. It really is. I do like the under on this one as well, because we're in that conference play. I think this is a a 27-20 type game, or even a 28-21 game where I think a touchdown is about it. I think that line is super, super sharp. If I had to choose one, I'll take Ole Miss at home, minus the 7, but I'd rather buy it down to 6.5. I think that's the right play. But I don't want to touch that 54 with a 10-foot pole. I'd rather not just touch that game. Like, it's not as it's conference play, and that's why I think that under's prevalent. But it's going to be it's a real sharp game.
Tristan, what do you got?
Give me Kentucky. I like Kentucky minus 7.
Why?
You mean plus 7?
Sorry. Yeah. So explain to me. Okay, well, what I'm looking at, these teams are both ranked, right?
Yeah. 7 and 14.
7 and 14. So at home this year against the spread, Ole Miss is 1 and 2. Kentucky is 2 and 1 on the road against the spread. They are also 1 and 0 as underdogs. Ole Miss is 0 and 2 as a favorite, so I'm gonna take Kentucky. They've been good at covering this year, so they're 2 and 1 against the spread. So
I like it. I just think Kentucky has the other than Kirby Smart, I think other than Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, and their head coaches, I think Kentucky has the best defensive staff in the SEC. I think they know what they're doing. I think they know how to stop them. I think Lane Kiffin knows that too. Lane Kiffin's getting older and wiser, and that's why he's getting more boring when he speaks, and he's not getting that many more appearances because he's boring. But I just think 7 points is too much in this game. I like Kentucky outright in this game. I like a top 10 on the road dog. You don't have to go very far. I like Kentucky plus the 7 points. I really do. What do you guys got on? What are your best picks of the week?
Well, I'll give you one since we've got Thursday and Friday games this week. I'm going to try to give you one of each just to kind of spread it out.
I like it.
I think that the under on the BYU Utah State is very attractive. Under 60. BYU can score some points though. So if you want to not take it, I get it. It's just a small lean. I also think that in Friday night, if you had to take a lean, we're talking about back to conference play, and it's a night game, UNLV versus New Mexico. I like the under on that. And again, we were betting UNLV overs, just a few weeks ago, but the most attractive over those 2 days is Tulane Houston under 54.5. If I had to make an actual bet, that would be it. Then we move on to Saturday games. Early, Navy, Air Force. Anytime the armed forces play, if they've got good defenses, take the under. It's just like conference play. Moving on down, I do like the Oklahoma versus who are they playing? It's an early game, I thought. It's not showing up. Oklahoma TCU over. It's one of the only games that I like the over on this week. Both of those teams can really score some points and put it up. Oklahoma's coming off that loss. They're going to be pissed. They're going to run the score up. It's like I said, it's one of the few overs that I like this week. We talked about this earlier with Oregon State and Utah. I really like Oregon State plus 10. I think that game is
Utah. Come on.
I'm going Oregon State. I'm going against you. I like Akron Bowling Green under. As far as I think that game we're back into those conference play type things, where you're going to see that. Texas A&M Mississippi State under. We talked about that, with Texas A&M already. One of my top plays this week we already talked about as well. So I'll give you a different one with Troy and Western Kentucky under. That game at 55 has a 70-point spread, again, a 70% difference on the money. One of the only other overs I like, and one of the chances to bet up, is Indiana, Nebraska. I don't think those two teams could stop a toilet after Taco Bell. Like, it's just not, they don't
Really?
have a defense. No, I mean, just go get Taco Bell and try to stuff the toilet with them. They're going to run right through it. You don't even have to flush. Their defenses are awful. I think that game has a lot of chance to buy up on the over. It should be a score fest. And I know it's one of the Big 10 versus Big 12, whatever that is. So it's not conference. So we can actually do that one. Other than that, that's about it on my end. Those are the games.
Here, let me ask you.
like.
Let me ask you. I want to get your take on one game.
Sure.
Number 9 Oklahoma State. It's 11:00 game. Number 9 Oklahoma State goes to Baylor. Number 16. Baylor is favored -2 over under 57.
Let's see. I've got it here somewhere.
Oklahoma State at Baylor.
Yeah, I thought it was an early game. It
It
is an
is.
early game, right?
11:00.
Where is it at on my list?
Baylor starts slow.
They do start slow. I think Baylor wins. If I've got any bet on it, I'm taking Baylor -2. I don't like the under as much on this one, just because Baylor has been known to score a bunch, and the number's at 57. I think this game's really sharp on that number.
Key number.
I looked at it earlier, and I've been watching it because I'm watching all the conference games on the unders. But that one could easily be one of these 30 to 27 type games, where it's just a super sharp line. So I like Baylor -2. I think it's a field goal game. And it could even be a 2 field goal games or something like that. So, or a 4-point game where it's a touchdown versus a field goal.
Tristan, you got anything else?
I mean, as far as top plays go, Kentucky +7 just rose up to on my board. I'm probably definitely jumping on Kentucky +7. And just the plays we talked about earlier, Louisville -8.5 and UNC VA Tech under 26.5 first half. I really like both of those for the week.
Again, this is a letdown spot, hangover spot. K-State at home -8 against Texas Tech. I like it. Me and Donnie are opposite here, but I just like the trendy Utah at home against Oregon State -10. Kansas, I'm going to ride that wave. Alabama first half, Louisville first half. Thank you, Tristan. That's great. I'm going to keep riding Washington State until they lose me money. I mean, I'm 4-0 right now. We're 4-0 with Washington State. LSU Auburn, I love that under, Donnie, at 46 at Auburn. LSU goes to Auburn. It's going to be sloppy. I like where we're headed with this. Those are some of the top ones. I'll be in Chicago this week, but I'm going to try to put my actual top picks Friday morning when I'm there, because these are just leans. But I will bet Alabama first half. Count on that. Alabama
And
first
Texas.
half.
And Texas.
And Texas. Bet them first half. Bet those guys first half. I am huge on SEC unders. I'm huge on Big 10 unders. That's where we're going. And like Tristan said, that Louisville, I like the sound of it. So guys, y'all got anything else? I love where we're at on this.
That's it for me.
All right, guys, remember, go to CoachesCall.store, hit the menu link, go down, join the Discord. We've got a lot going on. These leans and trends will turn into bets or drops by Saturday, and then we've got more going on. Just like in the NFL, and go listen to our NFL podcast. We had Amart in there talking about first drive, first downs, and all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on. Prop bets. We got analysis on prop bets. We got totals. We got leans. We got teasers, parlays, all kinds of stuff. Come listen to it. Guys, thank you for being on. Thank you guys for listening. This is Sharp Lines and Stacking Dimes. Coaches Call. Coaches Pick 'em. Week 4, 5. Thanks for being here. Good luck to everybody. Hope everybody wins.